What is good, everybody? Friday morning. Well, it's already 9:30, but I've already stopped. I dropped off that upright that we powder coated for a place. They actually do cool stuff. They build like LED mobile screens and stuff. It's pretty wicked. The owner, bought a bunch of pallet racking from Uline, and apparently, I did not know this. You can powder coat that stuff if you buy enough of it, and they'll powder coat it a different color. Um, and he needed one more upright done, but they were going to charge him like an astronomical amount, which I kind of feel like we did too, to be honest with you. It was not cheap. It was an 8-foot tall upright. I think it's a 4-foot deep one because it fit perfectly between the wheel wells in my truck. Just for reference, they're about, I did the math, I don't remember what it was at, but we were like $320 to pick up and deliver both, so that's for both ways. And then another $375 to coat it. So do the math. It wasn't cheap to just paint it black. One thing I struggle with a lot of times is like, would I pay that for a project? And no, I would not have. So if I wanted all my shit black, and I had to pay, what did I get, $700 or whatever it came to? No, hell no. I'm not spending $700 to turn something black when it's green. But that's the difference in like how you, there's nothing wrong with it. The guy wants all of his shit to look the same, and he has the money to do it, so he did it. Perfectly fine. But the part I struggle with as a business owner is mentally, I'm like, I would not pay this, and then I feel guilty for charging it. Don't feel guilty for charging it. You still have to, if they don't want to pay that, they won't pay it. So you need to charge what you need to charge for your time, your effort, your materials, your overhead. Go back and watch my other videos. We did one on overhead. We did one on, I don't know. We've done a lot of videos lately. But you have to charge what you have to charge. That's not the point of this video. I was just kind of updating you where I've been. Then I went to a dealership, picked up a race seat. Whoa, that is weird. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if I can get on camera. There's a drone. Did you see it? I don't know. I'll have to check the footage. All of a sudden, I'm looking over a cornfield, and there's just shit spraying everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I found the drone, and that's how they, in Iowa, they've got planes, helicopters, and drones that will go out and spray the fields for weeds and bugs or whatever the hell they're spraying for. I'm not a farmer. I don't know. That was random. This video is probably going to be about charging what you owe now, because that's all I got for that. But we're going to get up to work. We're going to see what's going on. This is going to be a 2-load video day, because I got to do a video on spare parts for powder coaters. So if you're here for business, I also do the powder coating thing. So if you do have, I don't care if your gun's not a Electron, but if it's a Nordson, Wagner, or whatever, I don't care what it is, keep an eye on your spare parts. Not enough of you guys are keeping them fresh. Your injector and your pump needs to be replaced, your tip needs to be replaced, your electrode needs to be replaced. The more you keep up with your wearable items, the better that gun's going to perform, so make sure you do that. We're going to do a video on the Electron pump. We're going to break it down, how it works, wearable parts, how to clean it, and we're just going to have it as a resource for all of our Electron users. I suck at enunciation when I do these videos. So that video will be up today as well as this video, but right now we're rolling into town. I'm going to get in there and let's see what we got going on today. All right, it's the end of the day. We're wrapped up. We got a bunch of stuff done. Big frames, bunch of these, A bunch of those and some more stuff next door. And then I went and bought that. I don't know why. My buddy had it for sale. Kawasaki 650 Ninja. Haven't touched a bike in 20 years. Had to drive it down a little over half a mile of gravel. That was fun. And it had been a while, so when I went to crack the throttle, it was a little bit dangerous. So if any of my viewers are in Iowa and they want to buy a bike, let me know. It's fun, but I don't know how long I'll want it. Probably just this summer and then get rid of it. Still wanting a car. But what we're going to cover, if you followed this long and you're like, why the hell am I watching this? We're going to do a separate video also on this. So there'll be a video of just this. If you want to just watch the pump part and you don't care about the business side, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, if you're here for this, you might as well watch this. So we're going to go over pumps, how to clean them for Electron, how to service them, and all that fun stuff. So let's do that now. All right, so +3 pump. It's got the new design from Electron. When you are putting these in and out of the pickup tube, make sure you take care of your O-rings and twist in, twist out. That'll make sure you don't gouge or tear these O-rings. If you do damage one, buy some new ones. They're on our website. Any air coming out of the pickup tube and not going through the pump is going to impact your settings, your powder flow, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, this is the side that'll be attached to your powder hose. When you're cleaning these, every single time, at a minimum, you need to pull out, this is harder to do without a hose on there, pull out this piece. So this is attached to your hose, pull it out. This is your insert, pull that out. You're gonna blow through the pump both ways. And then when you're done cleaning that out, down both of these pipes. Make sure you disconnect these from your air lines before spraying them through here. You don't want powder going back up. There's filters in here that I'm going to show you, but if they were to fail, you could potentially blow powder back into the controller. So through here both ways, down there, and then once more back through, you should be good on normal color changes. Now, down inside of there, there's a white piece. That needs to come out once in a while and get cleaned, or anytime you're doing like a dramatic color change. There's a hook on here that will go in here, rotate it till it clicks in, and I missed it. And you turn it into that piece and then you pull it out. So in, turn, pull it out. You can see it is hooked right there, comes apart. This is your actual pump. So this is what's creating your Venturi. You'll see that it's got a square bottom. I've got it crooked. Square bottom, square sides, and a rounded top, which is super hard to show on camera. This opening needs to face up. So I believe on the newer guns, this is an older one, but the newer guns have a line showing you on this piece where it needs to be. But to put this back together, the easiest way is to actually put your insert in there, because that's how this looks together. And then to put this on here, lock them in. Make sure your part is, the opening is up, facing up, and then slide it all back in there, and then you can disconnect it, pull it out. So it's that easy to put it back together. When you do have this out and you're cleaning it, make sure you get everything clean, blow through there, check in there, make sure you can see light through that little opening, and you're good to go. Now, if you ever lose, like if your powder isn't coming out like it normally should, take this out and check it. Sometimes if you get a larger chunk of powder that may be clumped up, it could be stuck down in there or somewhere in here, causing an issue with that. So pretty simple. That's the inner parts of the pump there. And now we'll take off these caps. On this gun, these are the same, but this is a prototype that I have in my hand. The red ones are different now. So it's a triangle shape, I believe. You can only put the red line on the red line, the black line on the black line. They did that just in case you had employees or someone who would get them backwards. They just want to make sure that doesn't happen so that your air lines are always running properly. So inside you're going to see the filters. These have never been out. So these will come out. You've got an O-ring on the bottom, so make sure this piece down here goes in first. The top is bigger. There's O-rings up here. And what that does is it just makes sure that everything stays really tight in there. And that's what it looks like inside. So once in a while you can take this apart, pull these out, check your filter surfaces, make sure that they're clean. If they're not clean, you can replace these. All guns come with extras, or you can buy them off the website. If you ruin one of these O-rings, just replace it, not a big deal, but you'll want to check those every once in a while. When you go to put them back in, make sure that they are fully seated in there. That first O-ring should go inside of your housing, and then you will screw these back on. Grab a wrench, tighten it, make sure that these are fully seated and tight. And that black piece, I don't know why, but there we go. Hold that up there. Make sure those are on there and they're tight so that you don't have any air leaks whatsoever. And then you'll put your whole pump back together. You're good to go. Super simple, super easy. If you have any questions, leave them down below. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos. Subscribe, thumbs up, you know the drill. Until next time, get out there and paint something.